We spent over $300 million on all the various games and movies and music projects that we've done. We have literally hundreds of announcements that we haven't made.
$300 million spent in the bear market, as well as hundreds of announcements that have not yet even come to light, guys. This is going to be a very exciting video, guys. This video is more so a snippet of an interview that was done last week with Jason Bitbender Brink, the president of blockchain at Gala, as well as Eric Schiermeier, the CEO of Gala. So I'm going to just sit back, relax. But before I do that, I do want to show you guys one other really exciting announcement that has come out. I know a lot of you guys have shared this already, but essentially, guys, Gala has finally released their SDK, their software development kit for developers to start building on Gala, and that's a lot what this interview is about, shedding light on how to build on Gala, what Gala is all about, how it's really benefiting a lot of the devs, and how it actually differentiates itself from all of the other projects or all of the other layer 1s and layer 2s that are out in the space today. So guys, I want you to be as excited as I am, because this is gonna be a very, very informative video, guys. Lots of snippets. The full link to the interview is down below. Make sure you check that out as well, guys. With that said, I hope you enjoyed the show. Welcome to RNG Crypto. Here it goes.
The plan's actually really exciting. So we've spent the last few years developing our own layer 1 blockchain. And now this year, 2024, is going to be the year that we really roll it out. And we get, I think already we have an incredible number of projects already building on the chain. We have a lot of third parties building on it, but this is the year I think where you're going to see a lot of third-party development on our blockchain. And I think that you're going to see a lot more announcements coming out of Gala. We're going to be really focusing on marketing. That's something that we haven't been focusing on as much. We've been building and building and building and building, and we have so many games, we have so many other projects. We spent over $300 million on all the various games and movies and music projects that we've done. And we've built up a lot of relationships, and we've built up a lot of projects, and we have literally hundreds of announcements that we haven't made. And you're going to start seeing it. It's going to be a real major effort on our part to really get the word out about Gala. The thing that I think I personally get the most excited about, if you decide to collect gas fees, your project will get a portion of those gas fees.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. So imagine that, right? Imagine having a project that just absolutely takes off and you're earning on those gas fees. That's something no one else can offer. No one else offers anything like that right now.
The first thing is that people don't really understand what the Gala chain ecosystem is. Okay. They look at the Gala chain ecosystem and they say, okay, it's an L1. Okay. Or it's an L1 that I can put my token on just like I can on Immutable or Polygon or, any other L1 or L2 out there, right? But the reality is that it's a lot bigger than that. The first thing that you have to understand about Gala Chain is that it presents a novel fundraising opportunity for projects that are just starting out. Let me walk you through how this works. So typically speaking, if you were to go to an L1 or an L2 out there and you were to ask them for a grant, okay? Because this is what happens in the blockchain world a lot, is that projects will give grants to a beginning starting out project to help them start building on their thing. The problem is that when you do that, one of two things happens. The first thing that can happen is that the project then receives the grant, but that grant is locked for a certain period of time, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, whatever it is. So they can't actually use that funding. So it doesn't actually help them right then, okay? The other potential thing that can happen is that the grant is not locked, and so the people who receive the grant immediately have to sell it to fund operational expenses. That's not good for the project originally giving them the grant, so that doesn't happen very frequently, right? We'd rather help a project make their own funding, okay? And the way that this can be done is something that can actually be very helpful for the project in the long run, both in terms of creating something that is a less risky proposition, generally speaking, less of a bad idea than like an ICO, which is what most projects have to do. They have to do an ICO that they can sell tokens so that they can continue existing. That's a terrible plan. It creates all sorts of negative expectations and causes all sorts of problems. What we enable projects to do is do a node offering using our node backbone. So a project can come in and they can sell nodes, Okay. If they sell these nodes to users, those users then can deploy the nodes and the project can run things on the nodes. We have all sorts of interesting things being tested on the node network backbone right now. We've got people doing image processing. We've got people doing decentralized storage. We've got people doing, decentralized applications. We've got people doing, AI iteration across nodes. We've got all sorts of interesting things happening across the node ecosystem right now. And a project can sell these node licenses and use that as funding. These nodes, then, when people run the nodes, are a fair launch mechanism for the token. So rather than having a big, stupid, gigantic pre mine up front where you have a billion freaking tokens, you start off with no tokens and slowly build out your ecosystem at the rate that people want to come in and join. It's a much, much, much better proposition. And it's something that is only available with Gala Chain on the Gala Chain ecosystem. And so that's what it is. Now, of course, you can do things like run smart contracts and have NFTs and create tokens and do all of the normal stuff that you can do on a blockchain. That's, that's table stakes. There's nothing amazing about that. What we, though, offer is a fundamentally different way for projects to engage with communities, build out decentralized infrastructure that can reduce their costs in the long run, and raise funding.